Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Chai with Gary. Leeds nil, United nil. What a thrilling game it was, Gary.
It was end-to-end action, dude.
For the
So
first three
pumped.
minutes, it might as well be end-to-end action, and then
Yeah,
put me to
I
sleep.
just,
I'm still sleeping.
in the back of my mind, I was kind of hoping McTominay will pull something out of the bag, score two
Yeah,
goals in 3 minutes, like he did at Old
yeah,
Trafford.
correct. And I can't believe this is the team we beat 6-1 now.
Yeah, it's 6-1 or 6-2.
Splitting hairs now. But yeah,
Anyway,
6-2.
look, I honestly feel like we got outplayed by Leeds.
Tactically.
I think going into this game, look, we all expected Leeds to come out and attack us, put in a lot of high energy,
Mm-hmm.
uh, throw men at goal
Mm-hmm.
to get some movement in the box. But none of that happened. Solskjaer
Yeah,
fully expected Leeds to come out and play, so he set
yeah,
the team out to kind of counter that.
yeah.
You could see from the formation that we had. We had Fred
Mm.
McTominay there in the double pivot. Rashford was there. Bruno was there. Greenwood was
Yeah.
there. So we had a lot of pacey players there to hit them on the counter. Unfortunately, look, Leeds did not push as high as they normally would have,
Yeah.
and it's just one
Man,
of
of
those
course.
games,
I
man.
think I think Leeds have learned how to play play the Premiership as being a little more mature than what they did, I guess, first half of the season, in the sense that they
Yeah,
always wanted to outscore. Now I think they just realized that that's probably not the best tactic. I think they've kind of been a little more reserved, and fair play to them, right? I think they've, as
yeah,
you kind of mentioned before we started the video, I think that they had a man on Bruno. I think that kind of
yeah.
uh, cut the creativity short. And look, I think Pogba was being rested for the Milan game. Sorry, for the Roma game.
Roma, yeah.
Roma game, and I think that's fair as well. I think Cavani got a good rest as well. So I think in the grand scheme of things, 1 point. I mean,
Dude, I don't really have any arguments about the starting lineup. I honestly don't,
yeah,
because we've got a more important game coming up in a few
yeah,
days, so we've got to
mm,
focus for that. I think Solskjaer went with this game kind of hoping that one or two of his players will pull something out of the bag
yeah,
almost,
yeah,
and I think that did not eventuate. I think Bruno was trying his best. I think
yeah.
he was really frustrated, dude. He
I
looked super
think
frustrated.
I think he almost put a rocket up James's ass
Dan
because he
James,
wasn't tracking.
Dan James got a blocking, that's
Yeah,
for sure. And I think, dude, Calvin Phillips from
yeah,
Leeds totally man marked him because
yeah,
everywhere Bruno went, Calvin Phillips is on his tail. Like
yeah.
it was like they
I
just marked out Bruno.
Yep.
And I think at that point, I think Solskjaer fully saw what was happening, but he was
Yeah,
still kind of hoping that someone like a Rashford or Greenwood would, just get that one goal that will carry us through the game.
yeah,
Unfortunately, we just look. I look, and to be fair, look, he called the subs late.
yep,
That I will probably criticize him, but
yeah,
at the back of his mind, he's thinking about this Europa League game.
yeah.
He's going to, put his best team out for that game, and so he didn't want to take any risks with injuries,
Mm,
players getting fatigued. He's kind of putting all his eggs in the basket for that one game. So,
that's right.
look, end of the day, it's a draw.
It's a
We
draw.
move. I thought Wan
You
Bissaka and Shaw were, especially
were
Wan Bissaka, dude.
Wan-Bissaka was,
He was amazing.
yeah.
He's dribbling, he's
I think
carrying up the ball, his
he's
vision, his
growing more and
passing.
more confident. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm,
I really feel that. And I
yeah,
think, seeing Shaw's performances, I think he's kind of trying to replicate that on the right flank.
yeah,
And I think with a bit more consistency in terms of who he plays with in the right flank,
yeah,
whether it's Greenwood, whether it's Diallo, whoever it is, to
mm-hmm,
have that understanding
yeah,
built up to
mm-hmm.
give him more confidence to to attack
Kick on, right?
further forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's only looking positive. Fully happy with his performance.
Yeah, I
But
mean, apart from that, Rashford, I think, had a couple of chances that I think he should have been a little more careful when he was finishing. And we tried that
uh,
same old ball from Lindelof where he broke through the lines, and he should have.
dude, he tried
Ah,
about five of those balls, and I think two
yeah,
or three of them nearly got to Rashford.
yeah,
Credit to him, but
yeah.
at some point you've got to realize, dude.
I think I think there
You
was
know,
one he just scuffed his shot, dude. I think
yeah,
that was probably that's what happened with Mason Greenwood as well. I mean, there were a couple of things where he scuffed or he took a little too early. There was a
yeah,
header that
yeah.
kind of was weak. But all in all, look, man, in the grand scheme of things, it is what it is. It's not something that could have changed the changed our position in any massive.
Look, end of the day, you've got to ask yourself this question: Are we going to win the league? Yes or no?
Well, the answer is obviously no, right? It's going to be
No.
what if I think what we're at 33 games played, right?
Yeah, we've got about 6 games. Yeah, 6 more games
6 games.
of the
If
league.
City win
Yeah.
two, then they win the league, right?
Yeah, City win two more. That's it. They've won the league. So,
They won the
and the
league.
fact that we've dropped points at Ellen Road,
Yeah,
and City have got some easy games
coming up as
coming
well.
ahead for them. Yeah. So, and we've got Liverpool to play as well next weekend.
Yeah,
So that will be interesting. So, look, the league is done. Let's forget
league
about
is
it.
done.
Let's just
Yeah,
focus on the Europa League
yeah,
and try to get into the finals.
yeah. Now
Mm.
that's out of the way. Let's talk about a few more key issues, I guess, that's been happening this week. I'd like to start off with Edward Ward.
Oh, dude, so much
Okay.
happened is 1 week. I feel like we've not done a video in a while, like a
Yeah,
week. I think it feels
yeah.
longer than that for some
It feels
reason.
longer than that.
I
Yeah,
think we've all been spoiled with there's a game every 2 or 3 days,
yeah.
and then when you have a week between games, you you get a bit
It kind of feel
restless.
weird, right? Yeah. No, understood. But
And yeah, the Europa Super League, man. Let's talk about that. We spoke about that. The
we
whole
spoke about before it was called off, right?
yeah
And I think a day later, people realized there was a big backlash from fans. I think a lot of fan channels also voiced their opinion. There were people who came into realization about what they were doing. I think they had to make someone the fall guy, and I think
Hmm.
for us it was Woodward, and I think that was the reason of his departure. And now, I, I mean, I don't even know why bring this whole calamity, and then I mean,
You know what, Chai? This whole Europa League, Super League, as you
mm,
call it, it's been in the works for the last 3 years.
yeah,
I think it's been there even longer than that. There's
yeah,
probably some groundwork done
mm,
before that we don't know about. But I just think this is not the last of it. I just think that these are 12 very very smart people
yeah,
who've had 3 years to work out
hmm,
the framework of how this thing was going to eventuate. And
yeah,
I think they would have considered every single scenario.
mm.
And I think they've got something up their sleeve. I
Oh, dude,
don't.
I wouldn't doubt that. I would not doubt that as well, right? But
Yeah,
for once, we come off as fans that are in a better shape than probably a week ago when we were all fretting about what the hell is
yeah.
going to happen and stuff like that. So justice served. uh,
For
long
now, yeah,
live long live the Super League, one day
yeah.
old, or one day dead, but
One day
um,
plus.
one day plus, yes.
Yeah.
But all in all, but what do you
What?
what do you think are the repercussions though?
Well, Woodward's obviously gone. He's
Mm.
been called a snake. I think the president of UEFA called him a snake because apparently he agreed the reform of the Champions League format to 36 teams, and then the next thing you know, he's gone and done this with the Super League. So
Yeah,
he's lost his seating in UEFA. There's no way he gets back into UEFA.
yeah,
The Premier League clubs hate him. No one wants to talk to him because obviously he was the ringleader for this whole structure of this Europe Super League.
Super League, right.
So I think his position has been made untenable.
Mhm.
He's been yeah. There's no way he was going to stay beyond. the coming season. What I find quite bemusing is that he's been given up to December to leave
Mm.
the club,
Yeah.
which is quite surprising
He's
because
yeah.
I I think I think okay, I'm kind of agreeing with you on the part that this whole thing has collapsed for now, and I think the Glazers, their master plan was to get United into the Super League,
Mm.
to get 350 million every year without even
Yeah.
qualifying
Sweating.
anything like that, a guaranteed 350 million,
Yeah.
and they were just basically going to live off the dividends of whatever the club brings in, right?
Of course.
And I think this has put a bit of a dent in their plans. And
Yeah.
I
Of
have a
course. I
feeling
mean.
Woodward is there, and I think Woodward is
Mhm.
there to basically. This must be controversial, but I think he's there to basically sell the club.
Of
I
course,
think
I
there's
think
been.
so too. 100%. 100%. I have a feel. I tend to agree with you. I mean, there's no point with him being in December, but because I don't see any club wanting to do any kind of deals with us over the summer with Woodward in charge, because I think there's a big black mark on that,
Yeah,
on his persona anyway.
yeah,
What does make sense is they're looking for a way out. Now,
mm,
because if they wouldn't have gotten the 350 million, and assuming they had to invest more in the club to kind of get the constant Champions League revenue and stuff like that, I think they've realized that they have to put in more. I think
mm,
they're the COVID and no fans in the stadium has completely destroyed their revenue kind of cycle. I think
yep,
what they would think is if they go one more year, they probably wouldn't be able to service the debt. Some reason, some things like that, right?
yeah,
And it's becoming a place where, look, it's either everything returns back to normal tomorrow and we're in the Champions League and we're getting that revenue, we're getting sponsorship deals and stuff like that, which haven't happened. Huh? I think there is a change of sponsors as well coming through, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
Team
think
viewers coming.
yes, I don't think I don't think Shelby is going to be there. I think that's a big loss of revenue to a certain extent as well. I don't know what the
Mm.
exact numbers of the new deal is, but I would imagine it'll be lower than the previous one. Um,
I actually I've heard a different story there. I think the base. Look again. This is just
mm,
what I've heard on this sponsorship deal. So apparently they've got they will get TeamViewer as their main sponsor.
mhm,
I think the baseline sponsorship value is less,
yeah.
but what that lets them do is that lets them go into the market to find another automobile sponsor potentially. So
Mm.
they'll effectively have two sponsorship, two companies
Okay.
on their
But
kits
then
going forward.
every oh really okay.
Uh, yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know. That's what the stories they are saying.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
in
From
the grand scheme of things, they'll probably take away a lot more because of
maybe,
the
dude.
two
I don't know. See,
sponsorships.
look.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's not a very good signal to the market, is it? Regardless of which way you look at it,
Mm,
you're losing
yeah.
a big sponsor in Chevrolet,
Team viewer.
and then
Who's
you're
team
kind of
viewer?
team. To I
Yeah.
haven't used TeamViewer, dude. Never mind. It's not that kind
Yeah.
of a show, but yeah. So that's it. I mean, I think the writing's on the wall for the for Glazers, right? As long if
Mm,
they have deeper pockets, I think they'll be able to service the loan. But I think it's
yeah.
coming up to a point where I think they see an easy out, and I think there are potential suitors for Man United anyway, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, I just think when going into this transfer window, he's going
hmm.
to tell us the complete story of what's happening with this
Alex
club.
Telles,
Alex
Alex
tell
Telles,
us.
he's going to tell us.
I was like, what is Alex tell us? Yeah, tell
Keep
us.
sharp.
You're sharp, huh, Chai? Very sharp.
Yeah.
I was like completely blank. Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
the thing is, I look at it, and if the Glazers, there's one or two ways this can go, right? The
yeah.
Glazers decide, okay, we've made a mistake. Sorry,
Mm.
fans. Here's 300 million. We're going to sign you Haaland. We're going to sign you Sancho, Declan Rice, Varane.
Yeah.
We're going to give you the works. Let's just put let's just start a new beginning and forget about the past and all that. And the other option
Mm.
is that they decide they're going to sell the club,
Yeah.
which means they're not going to really invest anything any further into the club.
Exactly.
potentially not spend any money. So we probably end up with signing no one,
Yeah.
which I think is the more likely scenario because I'm hearing reports now that Eric Bailly is going to be offered a new contract, a 4-year contract, which
Of
tells me
course.
they're not going to buy a new defender. So I think look,
Interesting
the one
times ahead,
positive
though.
is that we get rid of the Glazers. Woodward's out now. We get a new owner that will hopefully take us in the right direction,
Yeah.
and it'll all be worth it. But
Yeah.
I just don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to stay tuned, I guess.
Wait and watch. But
Mm.
yeah, dude, I think it's been a very weird week to say. I mean, there's been lots of ups and downs, I guess, this weekend. And I think football was served justice, and I think um, the fans were given what they want. I think it's an incredible resolution to what I thought was a very chaotic last week.
Yeah.
And in the same vein, I think we should have, and this comes back to kind of rounding it all off, right? I think a lot of United players as well voiced their opinions. I think Luke Shaw wasn't shy about it, Maguire wasn't shy about it, and
Mm.
good on Maguire to kind of actually show the leadership skills that we've always kind of desired off of him. But good on him, though. At the end of the day, look, I thought all of that would kind of stimulate the
Dude,
performance on the field today.
I don't know if Maguire did anything. I think he was prodded by Bruno. I really feel
Yeah,
Bruno
maybe
came at
you're
the
right
prod
on
and
that.
said, like, you better say something. You're the captain of the club. Henderson
Yeah,
is jumping up and down there. You've done nothing. Show some leadership.
yeah,
Yeah.
mm,
Look, I think end of the day, the fans, the pundits, the football world came together and
yeah.
took down an organization,
Uh,
a syndicate.
Syndicate,
Uh,
that's a better word. Mafia.
yeah, mafia, and it
Mm,
just proves that when in the greater good of football, people can come together. United fans who are divided, whether it's Ole in, Ole out, the coaching's not good enough, or coaching is
yeah,
crap. We can put all of that aside and
yes,
just look at what is the real problem United, which is the ownership.
football.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe
Sorry.
we
No,
should go to something else.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, but what you said is absolutely right, Gary. I think it's been a good week, and hopefully next is Roma. What are your predictions for it, and how do you see that game?
Oh man, it's going to be a big game. But I'm
Mm,
hoping Cavani's back, Pogba's back, Bruno's back.
yeah, yeah.
The midfield though, the double pivot, I'm just not convinced with
Mm,
it. I really think we need a CDM. I
but
really
yeah,
feel.
of course, dude. I think. Look, I hope we don't sit back
Hmm.
because I think I think we should attack them, dude. At least at home, at least
Oh,
get
we have to,
some,
Chai.
at least get some. I mean, prevent them from scoring and at least get a couple of goals under our belt, and we can go on a Roma at least a little more. Then we can play the double pivot, triple pivot, five
Yeah,
pivots. I don't give a shit, right?
quadruple pivot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do not give a shit because they'll come to attack, and then we'll at least find ourselves with some space. But I think
Yeah.
that should be 100% our strategy. Prevent
Hmm.
them from score as much, score at least two, and then prevent them from scoring should be the
Yeah. Keep a clean sheet.
close the
That's
game
going to be
out. Yeah,
key. We've got to
yeah,
play our
keeping a clean
best
sheet. Yeah.
best players, Chai. There's
Well,
no two
I
ways about it.
mean, we all know what that team looks like, right? But if they've never seen that capitulate, sorry, if we haven't seen that kind of formulate or transition into the actual playing 11, right? We have our thoughts. We all want to see Pogba, Van de Beek, and Bruno be the be the three people in the center. It's never fucking gonna happen, is it?
Yeah.
Um, I
Instead,
mean,
we have
look
the
at
three stooges:
Three Stooges,
McTominay, Fred, and Daniel James.
or to shore up the midfield a little bit, bring on Matic as well. Fucking hell,
But,
that'll be like that'll be like trying to run in
God.
gypsum, dude. Fucking hell.
But I
And
think we need a lot. We need some key players to be bought this summer.
yeah,
We've got a lot of average players in the team, dude. We've got to really invest.
look, dude.
And
I mean, Fred had moments where he played well today. I think there were a couple of passes that I I should do more of the forward passes where he almost had. Who was it? I think it was Rashford that he set free. And
I think Fred had a decent game. McTominay was just
it was
horrendous.
very poor, dude.
Dude, he couldn't even control the ball. Like as a Premier League player, at the very least, like he's
Yeah.
worried about pumping iron in the gym. Come on, man, work on the ball a bit more, huh?
Yeah, I think that's the iron touch, dude. I think that's why his legs are lead.
I tell you, man. Come on, man. You got it. Anyway,
But
it
quick,
is.
before we finish off, what are your predictions? Give me a score
I,
prediction for Roma.
I think it'll be 2-0 to United.
2-0 United. Okay.
I'll be
Yeah,
happy with that.
I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with a 1-0 as well. So
Yeah.
I think we can put. I think we can win the game. I just don't want us to concede. That's all. I think
Yeah.
that'll put us in a really precarious position.
I think a 0-0 or we score one goal. I think the key thing is we've got to keep a clean sheet, Chai. And I
Don't
think
say
to do
that,
that,
dude. Otherwise, the double
we-
pivot will come again.
the thing is we've got to play. I think Van de Beek's got to start. Pogba's got to start. We've got to control the game.
Yeah,
It's
we have to
absolutely
control the
essential.
game.
Yeah. Look, let's see what happens. I'm hoping we get a win, and then we've got Liverpool after that, which is another exciting game. A bit meaningless, but still, it'd be nice to track it.
It's always an interesting game,
Yeah, it's
regardless of
can
what
rub in
kind
their
of.
face.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the videos. The video.
Video.
Please put your comment. Let us know what you thought about the game. Let us also know if you've got any ideas or what we should do differently. Happy to take your suggestions. And lastly, please subscribe to our channel if you're new. Until next episode, this is Chai with Gary.